let me tell you about another good news, which has to do with the African Export-Import Bank and the AfCFTA Secretariat on Tuesday announcing the operational rollout of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, or PAPSS. The PAPSS has been described as a revolutionary financial market infrastructure that will enable instant cross-border payments in local currencies between African markets under the new intra-Africa trade arrangement. Joining me now from Cairo, Egypt, for a chat to this game-changing development is the CEO of the PAPSS, Mike Ogbalu III. A warm welcome to you, Mike, and congratulations on what you have been able to achieve. Let me start by asking you to give me a brief background of the PAPSS and the parties involved in the pilot process.
Thank you very much, Bosin. It's always a pleasure talking with you. PAPSS is a project that started way back in 1994 when Afreximbank establishment agreements were signed. The founders of Afreximbank actually enshrined in the establishment agreement that Afrexim will put in place payment and infrastructure that will support intra-Africa trade. Now, what has happened is over the last 2 to 3 years, Afreximbank, working with AfCFTA, under the endorsement of the African Union heads of state, has put in place a core infrastructure that is able to facilitate payments across borders in local currencies. Now, all of the stakeholders, it's a central bank-centric infrastructure. So from the design stage all the way to the implementation and rollout, all of the central banks within the WAMZ region were fully involved, from the design of the bylaws to the design of, we came up with design principles. We said to ourselves, if we will solve the problem of payments across the continent, what are the key principles that we must address? And one of them is making sure that we're able to do transactions across borders at low cost, okay? And we'll be able to do that in local currencies. Yes.
My second point is very important. How will the new PAPSS operate, which you're the CEO, now that we're done with the pilots within the WAMZ region? How will it operate, and what impact will it have on the intra-Africa trade? You're talking about, yes, to make payments, but how will it really work in reality?
Oh, thank you very much. So basically, we've started the pilot in the WAMZ region where we have connected all the central banks within the WAMZ region. Now we're going to expand that pilot further to the rest of Africa. Now, let me take it down to how it impacts the daily lives of individuals. Basically, a merchant who has his wares now, first of all, is able to sell to people across the continent, okay? Now, he's able to receive payment. So Bolaji in Nigeria is able to give an instruction to his bank, and the bank is able to debit his account in local currency, and Kofo in Ghana is able to receive payment for maybe the Kente fabrics that he sells in Ghana in Ghanaian cedis. Now, what that does is it begins to strengthen African currencies and actually begin to make us to trade in local African currencies, okay? Now, what that will do, because one of the things that PAPSS does is to actually reduce the length of time. We're able to guarantee that payments go through in 120 seconds, okay, or less. Actually, the 120 seconds is more or less giving a guarantee to the market that transactions will initiate and finish even before you're able to finish drinking a cup of coffee. So once Kofo is able to receive his payment that instantly, it increases confidence, it increases trust among the counterparties that are trading, and that will have an accelerating effect on trade. What will now happen is today, African countries trade just about 15 to 70% with each other and more with the rest of the world. Now, this confidence that will be given a boost will actually now cause African companies to trade more with themselves, and that will engender economic prosperity for the African continent.
Michael Gwalo, we thank you for your time this evening, CEO at the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System in Cairo, Egypt. We will continue this conversation some other time, but congratulations to your organization, the PAPSS, and of course the Afreximbank and the AfCFTA Secretariat for the rollout of the payment settlement system. Congratulations, and to everyone on the African continent. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.